Today I'm in Desert Breeze Park, just a few miles west of the iconic Las Vegas Strip. Behind me is the Desert Breeze Community Center. I used to work here when I first moved to Las Vegas. This is part 2 of my travel history. Let's go for a walk. In 2019, I traveled to London to visit my Uncle Big Ben. Unfortunately, he was under construction, but we were still able to hang out for a little bit. I then visited Buckingham Palace, where the guard stopped me from meeting the Queen. London Bridge was wicked cool. What an iconic and memorable landmark. I chowed down on fish and chips and then washed it down with a pint or two. Can't go to England and not go to a football match. I saw Chelsea and American Christian Pulisic play. I played poker at the Hippodrome and Empire Casino. I was supposed to go all the way up to Manchester, but the airline Thomas Cook went out of business. I decided just to stay in London for a few more days. That was a pretty cool trip. In 2020, I had my first trip to Asia planned, but then there was that thing called COVID and I had to cancel. And I was looking at other places to go. I decided on Colombia, flying into Bogota. Most memorable part about Bogota was Montserrat, a mountain just next to the city. Of course, there was the Colombian food, ajiaco, which is like a chicken soup, and of course, arepas. I played some poker in Bogota. I then flew to magical Medellin. There's something special about Medellin. Maybe it's the beautiful paisas or the tranquil mountains surrounding the city. Medellin is the capital of Colombia's Antigua province, nicknamed the City of Eternal Spring for its nice weather. Modern metro cables link the city to surrounding barrios, stretching far into the mountains. It's known for its famous drug lord, Pablo Escobar. Medellin used to be one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Now it's considered much safer than most of the US cities. I got my caffeine fix on a coffee farm. I attended a pro soccer match. Surrounded by crazy fans, and hung out at El Poblado and Laureles Park. In 2021, I traveled to cool Costa Rica, a rugged rainforest Central American country with coastlines on the Caribbean and Pacific. It's known for its beaches, volcanoes, and biodiversity. Roughly a quarter of its area is made up of protected jungle with tons of wildlife, including monkeys, toucans, sloths, and iguanas. The famous phrase in Costa Rica is pura vida. My English interpretation of it is chill out. Costa Rica is also known for its surf and yoga culture and has a large expat community. Casado is the traditional food, a hearty meal consisting of rice, black beans, plantains, salad, and meat. I was looking for a memorable experience and found a program as a volunteer soccer coach for 2 weeks in a town called Uvita, a small town on the East Coast. Not only do they have whales in the area, but the coastline also looks like a whale, and is part of the Parque Nacional Marino Ballena. My wicked awesome host was Mayela and her family. I coached for AF Uvita under Coach Omar. The team was comprised of mostly middle-aged kids with a mix of native Costa Ricans and expats. I also doubled as a soccer referee for a few games. While in Uvita, I did a whale watching tour, but unfortunately the whales were on vacation. I did see dolphins and I did some snorkeling. Mayela, her grandson, myself, and the friendly Canadian Darcy took a day trip to the Serp River. The Serp mangroves are the largest in all of Latin America. We saw wildlife like caimans, one of the angriest looking animals on the planet. While in Costa Rica, I also went to Manuel Antonio National Park, which is renowned for its vast diversity of tropical plants and wildlife. I saw sloths, monkeys, and various kinds of birds. I also did zip lining for the first time and took an ATV tour through the jungle.
in the box.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Todo bien?
Pura vida.
Qué bueno. Pura vida. Costa Rica. Wow.
Sí.
Amazing, right? You like the forest?
Yeah. Muy diferente donde yo vivo.
Where do you live?
Desierto.
Texas too.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, it's so different. It's so dry, right?
Yep.
Okay, my man, take a seat. Strong hand behind your head. Cross your legs. Up your knees. And enjoy it, my man.
Gracias. Pura vida.
That capped off a wicked awesome trip to Costa Rica. In 2022, I traveled to Brazil. I arrived in Sao Paulo, a city known for its ethnic diversity. I played some poker tournaments there, finishing third in one. Then traveled to Rio de Janeiro, known for spectacular landscapes. I visited the beach Copacabana, and I was invited to go to a favela. Favelas are poor neighborhoods scattered throughout the cities in Brazil and generally controlled by gangs that sell drugs. I didn't really spend any time in the favela. I just went from the bottom to the top where there's a spectacular view of Rio. On my way up and down, I remember seeing kids with guns, maybe 15 years old. That was quite a sight to see. Of course, I visited Christ the Redeemer statue atop Mount Corcovado. I also did a jungle tour. You often hear how dangerous Mexico is, and it is partially true. The cartels pretty much run the country. However, in 2023, I decided to go to the heart of Mexico and see for myself. I traveled to Mexico City. I had a great time in Mexico City. There were so many cool tourist attractions, including the boats of Xochimilco, the Teotihuacan pyramids located just outside of the city where I did a balloon lift. Those pyramids were heavily guarded by army men with huge guns. And then there was the castle Chapultepec, and then Zocalo, the historic central square filled with ancient ruins. In 2024, I finally made it to Asia. I traveled to the Philippines, an island nation of about 7,000 islands. Manila, a lot of traffic, pollution, and I played some poker. I then traveled to Cebu, a smaller city on a different island, where I did one of the coolest experiences of my life. I swam with baby whale sharks. After the Philippines, I traveled to Vietnam, specifically Ho Chi Minh City, which used to be called Saigon. What a cultural experience that was. I bargained at Ben Thanh Market. I took a tour of the Cu Chi tunnels and the mighty Mekong River, which flows through 6 countries in Southeast Asia. The Cu Chi tunnels were used during the Vietnam War to fight American soldiers. After Vietnam, I traveled to Singapore. The whole country is basically one city. It's known for its lack of crime and cleanliness. The most memorable things in Singapore were the gardens of the bay. And the Marina Bay Sands Hotel and Casino. Earlier this year, 2025, I traveled to the unique and quirky land of Japan. It's famous for its temples, shrines, advanced automation and technology, and of course, its delicious food like sushi and ramen. I drank matcha, some sake, and a lot of highball, which is whiskey mixed with lemon or citrus. I was first in Tokyo, a huge city known for its fashion and shopping, as well as being extremely clean and organized. Mount Fuji is an active volcano that looms over the city. I did a tour of the surrounding landscapes around Mount Fuji. One of my goals is to return and climb it. Who's coming with me? Hey look, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a speeding bullet train going through the heart of Japan. After Tokyo, I went to the quaint Kyoto, known for the bamboo forest, the Shinto shrine on the mountain, and Nishiki Market. I then took the bullet train again to Osaka, where I did an awesome bike tour of the city and Osaka Castle. I tried takoyaki, which are fried balls filled with octopus, and okonomiyaki, which are pancakes filled with different toppings. Osaka is known for its nightlife, specifically Dotonbori Street, which is located along a canal that epitomizes the city nightlife. It's filled with neon lights, mouth-watering food, retro vibes, clubs, stores, and bars. After Japan, I traveled to Seoul, South Korea. Unfortunately, the pollution really detracted from my experience. I visited the Gyeong Palace and Seoul Tower. Americans aren't allowed in North Korea, not like I'm really interested in going anyway. But we are allowed to go to the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone, which borders North Korea. There, I was able to see into North Korea and learn about the history between North Korea and South Korea. After having some Korean barbecue and soju one night, I was walking around the neighborhood and saw a sign for poker. I went upstairs and they had a few tables and a nice bar. They told me it was a one table tournament, so I played and I won. I went to collect my money. They told me I was just playing for credit, not for real money. Oh well, you live and you learn. It was still fun, and the tournament wasn't expensive. That concludes most of my travels up until this point. I hope you'll join me in my future travels and adventures. Thanks.